everyone for some more of my Sheffield Wednesday career mode here on FIFA 16. And normally I would have a series finale in the Champions League final, but this is actually going to be my penultimate episode of the series because the next episode will be the final episode. I will be doing the Copa Europa, but that episode will not have my commentary, whereas this one will be my final episode with commentary from me. But as you can see, we are up against Barcelona here in the Champions League final. I'm going to show you guys the journey that we've made in order to get to this point, which our path here has been absolutely brutal. Though, to be fair, so is Barcelona. They had to go through AC Milan, Chelsea, and Manchester United to get here, but I still say we have the tougher journey. We had to go through PSG, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid to get to this point, so... But before I show you all the other tables, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. If you want to see how the tables look in the group stage, all you gotta do is go to my Christmas episode. I believe that was episode 27 or something like that, but I'm not going to show you guys that. But we are going to go ahead to the Europa League if it will let me. And that was won by Napoli, so whoever wins this game will be up against Napoli in the Copa Europa next year. World Cup, that has nothing to do with us. And as you can see, we have absolutely wiped the floor with everybody in the Premier League. We've finished a whole 29 points ahead of both Manchester United and Chelsea, who ended up having identical records. Arsenal just pipped Manchester City for the Champions League spot. Manchester City's going to have to settle for Europa League. Newcastle and West Brom just missing out, which fair play to both of them. Relegated teams are Derby County, QPR, and Burnley. Community Shield was won by us at the beginning of the season. FA Cup, we did end up winning that. We ended up beating Arsenal 2-1, which I'll show you guys the fixtures that we did off camera in May. Capital One was won by Aston Villa of all teams. They ended up beating Manchester United. We ended up getting knocked out of the quarterfinals by Tottenham, who ended up losing to Man United in the semis. Copa Europa at the beginning of the season was won by Real Madrid. And we're just going to go out here. And just to show you guys, since the Real Madrid game, we ended up beating Everton 1-0 at home. We ended up losing to Liverpool 3-1 at home. And of course, you guys saw we ended up repeating in the, well, not necessarily repeating, but we ended up winning our second FA Cup. And we won our back-to-back Premier League title by beating Watford 1-0 at Vicarage Road, which we actually clinched the Premier League. We actually clinched the Premier League with this 2-1 win at home against Derby. But I wasn't too arsed about showing FA Cup or Premier League because we've already seen those title celebrations. Hopefully we'll be lifting the Champions League trophy. And I'm going to show you guys end of season stats and attributes after the game. But I'm going to show you guys the squad that I'm going to be rolling with here in this match against Barcelona. Forestieri, and quite possibly his last game for Sheffield Wednesday. I'll talk more about that later, but he will be starting. Marcos Lopez, he has been absolutely terrific in the Champions League, so I have to give him the start here in the final. Mario Götze, I did drop him to center mid because he can play there alongside left mid and center forward. Of course, Barry Bannon, if we win, he has to lift the trophy. And I've been warming up to both Gomez and Susaeta out on the wings. I've increasingly been liking them throughout, especially this season. And I'm very comfortable with Liam Palmer as my left back. I actually prefer him over Flanagan. Kwerk-Veli has kind of had to deputize from time to time as center back because Zandau has actually been injured for the past couple months. So he will be my center back alongside John Brooks. Bad Stuber is on the bench. And of course, Michel Macedo is my starting right back. And Fabricio will be quite possibly his last game with the club, which I will talk more about that after the game. And you can see our bench consists of Placide, Flanagan, Bad Stuber, Lopez, Gonzalez, possibly his last appearance for the club as well. Bornstein, he's been awesome ever since, every single time I've called him, so it just feels right to have him in the Champions League final, and GG's to him for reaching 70 rating. I am continuing to give him some training, and then Jackson Martinez will most likely come in at some point, because Forestieri is not quite 100% with his stamina, so... But that's how we're looking here in the Champions League final. I'm probably going to look to sub off Forestieri, Lopez, and probably either Gomez or Susaeta at some point in the Champions League final. But without further ado, we are going to go ahead. We are going to play this match. And we are going to keep those kits on us, and yeah, I don't know if I want to keep those kits on them. I want those kits. You know what? I'm going to put the yellow on them. I actually kind of like those kits, even though I'm not a fan of Barcelona. Clear skies at the Estadio Vicente Calderón. If I'm not mistaken, that was Atletico Madrid's old stadium. If I'm not mistaken. I could be very wrong about that, but... Here, clear skies, like I said, this is going to be a starting lineup. You guys saw the starting lineup and the bench. And you can see Markel Susaeta is our featured player here. And I was right, I just looked it up. That was Vicente Calderón before the Wanda Metropolitano was the home stadium of Atletico Madrid, so...
Well, this is a great day for the Champions Cup, the final, which is going to be contested here. And it's got to be played to a conclusion, and hopefully our voices will stand up to the conclusion. It's Martin Tyler here and Alan Smith.
Well, I hope we rise to the occasion, Martin, and I hope these two teams do.
Sheffield Wednesday, they'll be looking for another win. They played so well last time out. It was an away victory against Watford.
Well, they did play well. They took one of the few chances to win 1-0, but they aren't creating too many, and I think they'll probably lose here.
I hate when he says that. He says it every freaking time. Alan, you need to freaking shut the hell up. Who says that? Oh, I think they're going to lose.
Let's look at Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, let's prove this asshole wrong, shall we? I mean, nothing personal towards them, but I mean in this game. My God, who says that shit?
Two changes for Barcelona. Claudio Bravo starts.
Most normal commentators will say, "Oh, I don't know about their chances here, but you know, I'm sure they'll probably give it another go. At least something, at least human."
Suarez is the lone striker today.
Oh, I think they're gonna lose. What the hell? Yeah, let's prove him wrong.
It was interesting that once Neymar was ruled out of the Copa America through getting a red card, Brazil rather fell apart. That's how good he is.
2 goals in his previous match and 2 really good.
Can't say that nowadays. Neymar has kind of become an afterthought, if I'm being honest. And part of that has to do with him, to be honest.
Cannot wait for this one to pan out, Martin. It should be a fantastic...
Okay, Macedo, you want to be out front? You can go ahead and lead this attack.
Gonna cross it.
Ooh!
On the volley.
Good finish by Forestieri.
And he couldn't have hit it much better on the volley than that, and it's flown into the right-hand side of the net.
And that is... He's getting close to 20 goals in this competition yet. That is 18th of the campaign, which I'll show end of season stats here later. But he and Jackson Martinez have both been incredible in this Champions League campaign.
And there is some backup for him in this position.
Okay, Bannon, can you score a goal? Yes, the captain has to score. He's been solid in this Champions League campaign too. As a matter of fact, I've put up my best team here in the Champions League. They might not be the best team in overall, but I'll tell you what, they're the best performers that I've played with him throughout this Champions League campaign. He's had 7. That's unheard of for a center mid.
Neymar.
Oh! How do you not get that ball?
Iniesta.
Oh, come on. Now the game's not... How did he not get that ball?
Luis Suarez.
I don't know who that was, but how did he not get that ball?
Ibai Gomez. And in goes the cross.
Oh!
Great work by the keeper.
Ah.
Got the ball. I really thought he would score here. But the aim was awry.
Well, the position he was
That
in,
should have been
he thought
3-0.
It was going to end in a goal, and
That should have been 3-0. And where was my guy at?
Ibai Gomez.
I'm trying not to get too upset, but Alan Smith kind of pissed me off at the beginning. Every single game that I've played in Champions League, oh, I think we're gonna lose.
And it goes on goal. Has a go with the
Yeah, who the hell says that shit? I'm sorry for swearing, but that gets my goat. How do you not be that unprofessional?
And he couldn't have hit this much better on the volley. It gives the keeper no chance.
Just say something like I said before. Say, well, I don't know about the chances, but hopefully to them they'll be able to make the most of it, or something.
I don't think we expected this. Such a one-sided affair, but look at the scoreline. Sergio Busquets. Ivan Rakitic. They tried to keep it, but they haven't been able to do that. That's safely away. Now that's a throw. Liam Palmer. Fine cross.
That he's offside.
And the goalkeeper got a touch.
Maybe not.
Fine save. Getting set at the corner. And
Oh!
very nearly a goal. It's hit the bar and it's back in play. Good take by the goalkeeper, but no.
I almost said a Sandro Tonali there.
For both teams.
That was a cross. That was not a shot.
And putting their names in the record books.
For those of you that know, Sandro Tonali scored from an intended
Given the
cross.
elite nature of the Champions Cup final.
Well, there's been an awful lot of hype, hasn't there, Martin, in the days leading up to this. I hope it just does itself justice, this match, and we don't get a cautious, cagey game. I don't think we will, though.
Susaeta. This could be it.
There we go.
Three of the best. He's made them pay.
And that should be goal number 20 on the campaign for Restieri. And like I said before, this is quite possibly his final game for the club, which I will discuss more into detail after this game.
They've come in threes for him, a hat-trick.
And I just gotta say, I have not been too thrilled with him lately, or his attitude. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Like I said, I'll talk more about that once this game is over.
So they're looking for more at 4-0.
And it looks like we do have one hand on the trophy here. It looks like we're not gonna bottle this, hopefully.
Jordi Alba.
That's if we can get the ball back. There we go.
Ibai Gomez.
Ah, Bannon! Come on, Bannon. How? Ooh. He made up for that with a good effort there. God, he's like... I don't know what exactly he was doing there. Oh, what a goal by Brooks. That brings back memories of the World Cup where he scored that headed goal against Ghana.
Scored one similar to this.
That was a silky smooth. That was about as good of a corner as you're gonna get. My question is, why was he left so wide open? What a corner. That's probably one of the best corners I've taken in FIFA 16. Okay, all I want to do is get the ball back now. Every time I want to get the ball back, I have trouble with that. There we go. Get up. Yeah, why are you falling after you make a tackle? I will never understand that. Why do my players fall like a bunch of bumbling baboons every time they make a tackle? You take the ball, you freaking stay on your feet, and you get it. You don't automatically fall over like a nonce.
Came up with the pass as well. Excellent. 2 more minutes to be played then.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep the ball for now. And it does look like we have one hand of the trophy. We just got to hold on for another 45 minutes.
This team looks to me, Alan, as the half-time whistle goes, as they're heading towards lifting this Champions Cup trophy. What a good first half.
Well, they've been impressive.
Yeah, Alan, what do you have to say about that? Do you still think we're going to lose? Jackass? I still want to know if he still thinks we're going to lose. Okay, first Jerry, Lopez is looking kind of knackered. Lopez is really... He's kind of giving me nothing right now, but... do I want to take out Forestieri? You know what, he's already got his hat trick, and Jackson Martinez, I'm actually kind of frankly surprised he has not been whining about game time for me, so I'm going to put him in there for now. And I may look to put maybe Susaeta on the bench. My next sub will be a double sub. I'm going to be taking off Lopez as well as either Gomez or Susaeta, and I'm going to bring on Bornstein and Gonzalez.
3 goals to his name, and off he goes. He'll be hanging around. For the
He's hiding behind the seat.
Off the referee.
Okay, let's see how many goals we can get Martinez, if any.
The lads to sign it. Keep that one on the sideboard. A day to remember.
Well, the first half flash.
Champions League final hat-trick for Forestieri.
Chance for people just to settle down in that dressing room at half-time and come out and produce the...
Oh, come on!
5 minutes. Well, it's a nice bit of skill.
What is it with my guys not being able to hold on to the ball? Oh, that was almost a goal. Bannon, oh. How have we not scored yet?
To get the ball out of the danger zone. Liam Palmer, Mario Götze.
Oh, come on!
To the goalkeeper.
Can anybody come up with a decent cross? Okay, Gomez.
Here comes the cross.
Okay, Martinez!
Martinez! And in with the goal!
Second time's the charm. And you see a dejected Lionel Messi there.
He feels he should have done better, and I think he should have too.
Simple enough header. Oh, I did want to make a double sub. Yeah, Lopez is giving me nothing in this game. Gomez. Who do I want to take off? I kind of don't want... Because Lopez can play as a cam. I'm almost happy to play him as a cam. But I kind of don't... Both of them's got... You know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to keep Gomez on. I'm going to take Susaeta off. Even though he had a good first half, I'm going to put Bornstein in there. And I'm going to put Gonzalez as a cam. That's how I'll do it. Hopefully I can get some assists for Bornstein.
The winger who's had a decent outing, hasn't he? Some real contributions.
Oh, he has, and he's got the crowd up on their feet many times this match. Well played, son.
Of course, they don't show our youngster.
Today, but all credit to the team. They're racking up the goals.
Why is Liam Palmer so far up the pitch all the time? He's supposed to be my left back. Martinez!
And he scores.
I don't know what that was from Barca, but I'll take it. And that's goal number 16 for Jackson Martinez. So that's got to be combined 36 goals between Martinez and Forestieri in this competition.
Well, expected this, such a one-sided affair, but look at the scoreline.
Okay, I'd like to get Bornstein involved. Palmer needs to back off.
It returned, and it's returned to him.
Why is Palmer so far up the pitch all the freaking time? Okay, nice.
Well, he has got
good stuff, Bornstein.
Martinez, it's his third.
And that's a hat trick.
It's a hat trick today. He's really been on form.
Yeah, he has. I think he's got a goal every time he touched the ball.
Goals now. He's been a thorn in the side of the opposition all
And let me see. I think he's had a goal every time he touched the ball. Okay, that's shots on target, 3 out of 3. Yeah, he scored a goal each time he touched the ball. That's incredible stuff.
He thoroughly deserves that.
Kind of wish I would have started him instead of Forestieri, to be honest.
Totally one-sided, really, the match, as the scoreline suggests.
Okay, let me see. What was that? Yeah, that's an 8-minute hat trick. Good stuff. I like players that give their best. And like I said, he's probably had every reason to whine throughout the season for not getting enough game time. But Forestieri has been the one that's been whining, oddly enough. There we go. Gonzalez scoring in possibly his last game for us. Another one that's looking forward to move on as well is Sasso. He's also asked to be transferred as well.
One team really on their game today, the other very off colour. Watte. That's a useful ball.
Hey, Martinez! And that's 4 for 4 for him. 4 goals and 4 shots.
I think it's a 100% record, this, Alan, isn't it? He scored every time he's had a shot.
Yep.
He's got a smile on his face, and why not? Because
yeah, he's had a goal every time he's touched the ball. Every time.
Really will. A clean strike, plenty of power, not to mention
that is incredible.
find that bottom corner.
I have to say it's so one-sided today, but all credit to the team that are racking up the goals.
Okay, let's see if I can get a Bornstein a goal here. Not like that, he can't.
That's handball.
For who? Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Where's Bornstein at?
Mario Götze. Well, this is a class act, this fella.
Oh, he's loving it. He's enjoying every minute of this.
A good try.
Could have put a little bit more pepper on that. But yeah, I'm just playing around. I mean, there's really no reason to try anymore. We pretty much were where we need to be here. Okay, I do want to get the ball to Bornstein. No!
Terrific stop.
I don't know why I said no. That was actually a solid effort by our Youth Academy graduate. Okay, ooh!
He's reached it and he's caught it with a save. Brilliant.
Not a bad effort there.
Easy spot for the referee. Hands.
Of course, Luis Suarez. If anybody's going to get a handball, it's going to be him. If you know, you know. That's another corner.
Fine save. Now it's a corner.
Why is it Bornstein taking the corner? Why isn't he delivering the corners? That's another corner.
Stop the ball going forward with that block. They're getting set for the corner. And he's met it. Well done, the goalkeeper, and he's hung on to the ball. As for Barcelona, it's going to be one of their worst defeats, I think, and definitely they're going to be beaten here.
Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and hang on to the ball now. We are just 5 minutes away from clinching our first Champions League title, which will actually be our only Champions League title here in this career mode, but Sheffield Wednesday will have done the
3 minutes.
The quadruple if you count the Community Shield. Because they won that, they won the Premier League, they won the FA Cup, and they're going to win this. So, and like I said, the final episode will be in the Copa Europe. We will be up against Italian side Napoli for that. And that will not have commentary.
Across the field to try and switch the play.
3 more minutes of added time, which hopefully will be done here soon. Götze will hang on about. Actually, I'm going to give the ball to Bannon. He will run out the clock, and he will be lifting the Champions League trophy.
That's the final whistle. They have won the Champions Cup.
Well, these are moments to savour, aren't they? For the
and I would easily give man of the match to Martinez for sure. He's had 4 goals on 4 shots. Bornstein, for what little time he was on there, was absolutely awesome.
They really do seem to have a a great togetherness within that camp, a great team.
Yeah, solid. This is probably one of the best games I played with this team. I really have not had very much to gripe about in this game, which is good because I don't really feel like griping.
Well, up they go, and memories that will live with them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, this was before EA got the licensing to the Champions League, so it's just a generic Champions Cup, unfortunately. But this is a European title nonetheless.
You've got all your family up in the stands. I'll be watching down proudly, and certainly there'll be a huge feeling of pride.
And there we go. Barry Bannon, club legend, club captain, lifts the trophy for us. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
Beautifully staged the final as well.
A humble servant to this club. Been with us since the very beginning. Will be with us until he retires.
The fireworks on the pitch. A terrific team, and for them, a place in the history books.
Time to enjoy, time to celebrate.
Yeah, Palmer is still with the club in real life. At least I think he is. Last time I checked, he was. And I think those are the only two originals from that actually play with them in real life that I still have. I think. I could be wrong about that. But you can see title celebrations. You can see Badstuber laying along the grass, so he did not get any game time whatsoever for me. But we are going to go ahead and advance. You can see we end up getting most possession. We had better shooting and passing accuracy. Let's see. Claudio Bravo, 13 saves. Their best player. NA. Wow. Oh. That's not match rate. I was going to say, why aren't they giving match rating? Highest rated player for them is Claudio Bravo. Bravo could have been much worse had he not been in there. Says Susaeta was player of the match, but I would give it to Jackson Martinez for sure. Okay, Susaeta with 3 assists. But then again, so is Ibai Gomez, so... And Bornstein with a couple assists himself. Martinez actually had 6 shots on target. That must have been on header, on corners. Completed 1 out of 2 dribbles. Absolutely perfect performance by Jackson Martinez. And he's pretty much justifying my reason why I decided to go and pick him up and let go of Lucas Joao. Which is actually a player I'm actually considering bringing back. I wonder how much it's going to cost me. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to advance. And we are going to show stats here. Okay, we win 15 million. Really wish there was a way you can actually, because I have 82 million in unspent budget, and of course we can't have that carry over. Unfortunately, we're going to be going ahead and doing our training. We got Bornstein on 2, Moses on 2, and Ibai Gomez on 1. Gomez is getting closer to 81. Moses is almost about a third of the way to 79, and Bornstein's about a quarter of the way to 71. But we are going to take a look at stats, and you can see Alexis Sanchez is actually the leading goal scorer in the Premier League. Jackson Martinez is the leading goal scorer for us in this competition. He got 17. Top assist goes to Christian Eriksen with 9. Our leading one was Mario Götze with 7. Lopez with 5. Clean sheets, Fabricio with 9, which is 6 behind leader Caballero, which is interesting. But we do have a Placide with 6, so a combined 15 clean sheets in the Premier League. And that's Community Shield in case you're interested. FA Cup, Martinez, leading goal scorer for us. Alexis Sanchez, again, leading goal scorer in that competition. Barry Banner with most assists with 2. Clean sheets, Fabricio with 2. Placide with 1. I think that's Daniel Bentley, if that's his first name. He was on Masterbucks Portsmouth Road to Glory career mode. He ended up getting most clean sheets there. Most clean sheets, you see Placide having 1. Gonzalez had 3 assists in this competition. And then our leading goal scorer is Forestieri with 2. I don't care about Copa Europa. But you can see Forestieri and Martinez combined 38 goals. We absolutely clean house. Piatti only had 9, so those two players are the only ones with double digits. Goetze with 5. Most assists went to Josep Dermich from Mönchengladbach, the team that knocked us out in the round of 16 last year. None of our guys got top assists, which I think is kind of surprising. Clean sheets, we're not on the clean sheets thing either, so. But we are going to take a look around England to see how the rest of the tables look. And we are going to start off here. Like I said, we have won the Premier League. We went back-to-back. Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal will be in the Champions League. Manchester City in the Europa League. Derby, QPR, and Burnley are going down. Stoke and Leicester are going up with Sunderland, Swansea, Leeds, and Norwich in the promotion playoff spots. Portsmouth, Coventry, and AFC Wimbledon are going down. Reading and Bristol City are up from League One. Brighton, Brentford, Millwall, and Notts County in the playoffs. Whereas Yeovil Town, Scunthorpe, Bristol Rovers, and Carlisle are going down. Shrewsbury, Gillingham, or should I say Gillingham, Blackpool are in the are going up to League One. Cambridge, Northampton, Southend, and Swindon in the playoffs, with Newport and Morecambe going down. But we are going to take a look at transfers here real quick. Talk about the ones that we did off camp during January. And the big one right here, our new starting goalkeeper, is David De Gea. I am bringing him in next year for Manchester United, which means I probably will be letting go of Fabrizio. I am going to be keeping Placide. But I think Fabrizio is going on 32 years of age. He's been a good servant, but it's time to move on from him. And more importantly, hopefully we've weakened Manchester United in the process. Going along will be our new starting center mid. I'm probably going to be letting go of Alex Lopez, if I'm being honest. Killock, or Killock, how we pronounce it, will be coming on a pre-contract. Vincent Sassa will be moving on next year. I did sell Marco Matias for $38.5 million to Lyon. That's how I was able to get, especially David De Gea, as well as Victor Moses, who I was able to get him on the cheap. I ended up only paying $5.5 for him, which was a pretty decent deal for him. He was on the last year of his contract, so that's why. And all the other ones I've pretty much talked about. But we are going to take a look at squad reports, and we are going to be looking at stats. But yeah, Fabrizio will be moving on at the after this season because David De Gea is coming in. Michel Macedo will be my starting right back. Brooks is going to be my starting center back. Quirk-Velia will be going back to left back. Liam Palmer will still be my backup right back / left back. Susaeta, I'm keeping him. Bernard, of course, he's untouchable. Goetze, untouchable. Gomez, I don't plan to move him on. Marcos Lopez, very solid backup cam. Though I was disappointed he didn't do anything in the Champions League final, but that's just how it goes sometimes. But yeah, Forestieri, you can see he's unhappy. He did request a transfer. Now, I have been playing him quite a bit. As you can see, he's made 20 appearances in the Premier League. And yet, I drop him for one game, and he's like, the next transfer window, I want to be sold. So, I'm probably going to be bringing it. As much as I've liked Forestieri and how solid he's been in his career mode, he probably will not be on the squad come the next and final episode when I do the Copa Europe. Placide will be my backup. Although he's 30 years of age. How old is Fabrizio? He's 30 years. So, who do I want to get rid of? That's interesting. I might actually... I'm going to have to think about that now. Bornstein, I'm trying to get him more into the team. You can see he's grown by 12 this season. Good stuff for him. Gonzalez, I'll most likely be moving him on. Possibly getting a new winger. If I don't get a new winger, Tyler Bornstein is more than ready to fill that void. Flanagan will be my backup left back. Jackson Martinez is going to be my starting striker. Although he is 31 years of age, so... We'll see. Holger Badstuber will probably be, at least in rotation, he'll be at the very worst, my third string behind Killick and Brooks. Lopez, I just never really was impressed, and he's 30 years of age, so I think I'm going to move him on, and you can see a bunch of these players here that I'm hoping goes out on loan. Oh, I got to show you my youth academy. Do I even still have a youth academy? I'll check that out once we get done showing attributes. And all these players just are not going anywhere. They're saying they're unhappy. Vermeer will be going on a free. Stevie May, he's going to be joining Southampton. Mendy will be my backup center mid. Zandel, I'm probably going to keep him around. He is 30 years of age. Handy backup. Wiggins will be going out on a free. Sasso, I'll be looking to move him on since I brought in Killick on a pre-contract. Moses will be my third string winger. And we got these players right. Well, Morrissey is out on loan. And Wilson's out on loan. That kind of threw me off for a second. But Wilson's out on loan. And Uther's out on loan. And then we're going to show attributes here. Again, if there's anybody in particular you want to look at, you can just go ahead and pause the video. But yeah, other than looking at the Youth Academy, assuming that we still have one, I think there are some players that I've yet to promote. We are going to go ahead and we are going to just go down here. And then the next episode will be the final one. It will not have commentary from me. But I hope you guys are looking forward to the finale, and hope you guys enjoyed this episode and have been enjoying this series. And I do have to say this right now, this is definitely among my favorite career modes that I've done on my channel. There's just something about the Sheffield Wednesday team, especially how they've grown throughout this career mode that I just absolutely like. And Sheffield Wednesday is a club that I have had a soft spot for many, many years. So... But after we're done looking at these, I didn't even pay attention to Bornstein's stats. I'll have to look at that in the footage. Okay, let me see how many players we can. Let me see how many players we have in the team, and we're bringing in 3, so that's 44 out of 52. So we can call up 8 more. Where's our, okay, youth. Okay, we do not have it yet. So apparently we promoted everybody. So we don't have to worry about that. Let's just look at the news feed to see if there's anything here real quick. And Piatti won Player of the Champions League, which is interesting. You can see we end up winning the Champions Cup. And you can see we also won the FA Cup as well. So, but yeah, like I said before, the next episode will be the final one, which is episode 33. We are going to be playing the Copa Europe against Napoli. And I will be playing all of my new signings in that game. Not just my pre-contracts I'm going to be bringing in, but as well as other players I may possibly be bringing in. So hope you guys looking forward to that. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I will see you guys again next time.